All right, you guys, this is where it gets fun. I do like problems where we get to solve consecutive integer problems. Consecutive means in a row, like 1, 2, 3. Those are three integers in a row. So we're looking for three integers right in a row, and we're going to solve something about those. So our first problem here, the sum of three consecutive integers is 132. What are the three integers? So let's think about what they're saying. They're saying the sum. Sum is addition. So one number plus another number plus another number equals 132. Those are the three numbers to add up to 132. The thing is, though, is they have to be consecutive, which means they have to be right in a row. So here's what we do to figure that out. We're gonna say that our first integer is x. We don't know what x is representing. X could be 2 or 3 or 4 or 100 or 50. X is representing some value, okay? We're going to add to it the next consecutive integer. So let's say that x is 10. What would the next consecutive integer be? 11. Well, how do you get from 10 to 11? You add 1 to it. So whatever our first integer is, which we don't know, I know that the one after it is going to be that integer plus 1. All right, so we've got our example 10, 11, and then the next consecutive integer would be 12. So how do you get to 12? It's all referencing back to our first one, which was x. Well, if I'm at 10, how do I get to 12? We have to add 2 to it. So x plus 2 is our next consecutive integer. So that's the equation, x plus 1 plus x plus 2. To solve this, we're going to combine any like terms. We have some x's, there's an x, an x, an x. X plus x is 3x. And then we have a positive 1 and a positive 2. We'll add those together and get 3 carry down or equals 132. And now we have a two-step equation to solve. The 3 connected to the x will move last, but this plus 3, we can subtract 3 from both sides. I'm writing a little big, so I'm going to carry this over here. 3x equals 132 minus 3 is 129. And then to get the 3 away from the x, it is being multiplied, so we are going to divide both sides by 3. So we get x equals 43. Now, have we answered the question? What are the three integers? Well, all we know is what x is. Remember, x is our first integer. So our first integer is 43. What's the next one after that? 43 plus 1 is 44. What's the next one after that? 43 plus 2 is 45. So what are the three consecutive integers? 43, 44, and 45. You could double check that, if you say, well, what if you took 43 plus 44 plus 45? Do you actually get 132? And guess what? You do. It's so cool. Okay, the sum of three consecutive odd integers is 57. All right, they're throwing us a curveball. Well, I know we're talking about adding three integers together. So here's my three integers, because it's the sum of those is 57. The first one is always going to be x. That's always going to be our first integer. Now, how do we get to the next integer? Now, this is not just consecutive. They told us it's consecutive odd. So let me just think of three consecutive odd integers. 3, 5, 7. So your first one is x. Well, how do you get to the next one? I can't say x plus 1, because that would be 3 plus 1 getting us to 4. You have to actually take that x and you have to add 2 to it to get to another odd number, because 3 plus 2 is 5. Well, how do we get to 7? You have to start with your first integer, which we're just using 357 as an example. But how do you get from 3 to a 7? Well, now you have to add 4 to it. So our three consecutive odd integers, x is the first one. To get to the next odd number, we're going to take that x and add 2 to it. And to get to the next odd integer, you're going to take that x and add 4 to it. Did I say this was going to be fun? Glad you guys think so too. All right, combine like terms. You have an x plus an x plus an x, so there's that 3x again. This time we have a 2 plus 4 to give us 6 and equals 57. And then we start solving. We will subtract 6 from both sides first. So 3x equals 51. Divide both sides by 3, and we get x equals 17. Now, are we done with the problem? No, because they wanted the 3 consecutive odd integers. Well, the first one is 17. When you solve for that x, you're finding the first one. Now to get to the next one, add 2 to it to get 19. And the next one, you add 4 to it to get to 21. And those are the 3 consecutive odd integers.